Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. For the ones who know me and for the ones who don't, I am Lake Uthaya. I am Femina Miss India Punjab 22 and a pageant coach. And on this channel, you will learn all about self development and pageants and modeling. So make sure you subscribe. As you can see from the title of this video today, we are going to be discussing the girls who are going to make it to Miss Earth India and Miss International India. But before that, let me break down the chapters for you. I have introduction where I talk about what the divine beauty is. I talk about the 12 finalists that have been chosen, and the third chapter will be a few observations and mistakes that they've been making and things that you should absolutely not make for your next pageant. For the ones who don't know pageants, let me just break this down for you. There are 4 to 5 mega pageants in this world. The first one is Miss World, and India uses Femina Miss India as a platform to send their delegate to represent India at Miss World. Then there is Miss Universe, and Miss Universe India is the pageant that sends their delegate to represent India in Miss Universe. And then there are two more pageants called Miss Earth as well as Miss International, and both these pageants have a similar organization which is called the Divine Beauty India, and which is headed by the Divine Group India, the CEO of which is Deepak Agarwal, and they are the ones who send the delegates to these two pageants. Like every other pageant, Miss Divine Beauty also has eligibility criteria. The first one being your height, you need to be 5 feet 4 inches and above. Your age should be between 18 to 28. When it comes to your marital status, you should have never been engaged, you should be unmarried and single. You should have an Indian passport or you should be an overseas Indian citizen. Miss Divine Beauty also asks for 3 other videos. The first one being your ramp walk video, which can be uploaded either on Instagram or YouTube. The second one should be your introduction video that should include everything about you, where you come from, what you do, your age, your advocacy, etc. The third one relates to you talking about millets and how it is useful and the benefits of it, along with supporting pictures. I'll tell you why the third one is. The Divine Beauty Group Foundation has started this movement called the Divine Millet Movement, which is sort of their CSR, which is called the corporate social responsibility that every organization has. And in that, they do talk about how they can promote millets, what is the benefits of it. And this has been going on since 2022. I've seen contestants putting up videos about millets for a period of time. Now that you know everything about Miss Divine Beauty, let's quickly hop into the 12 finalists that they have shortlisted for this year. The first finalist that was announced was Vidushi Katre. She is a BTech student who has gone for a semester exchange program to South Korea with 100% tuition fee that was waived off. That was the first thing I figured out about her. And the fact that she was a public speaking head in multiple domains, which means that she speaks really well. And she is doing a diploma from IIT Madras, and she's interning in Hyderabad currently. And is doing her computer science in that. And she seems to be very multifaceted. I've seen her dance videos and she seems to dance, and she plays sports such as basketball, and she also is an athlete. Overall, I do not see a lot through her social media, but from what I have learned through wherever her presence is on the internet, she seems like someone who has been interested in modeling for a while. I mean, her pictures say so. And although she seems to be extremely academically oriented, she does happen to have a flair for the glam world. And I guess this is, her trying her luck here. So, with Dushi, all the best. The next contestant is Dr. Varshini Murugan. The first thing I noticed about her is that she has a project called Bhumi Poshana, which basically talks about restoring soil health and reducing the ecological footprint. And apart from that, she is a Bharatanatyam dancer and has danced in some very prestigious platforms. Along with that, she was also awarded the Youth Icon of the Year 2024 for being excellent in multiple fields, such as being a healthcare worker and also having her foot in fashion and also supporting cancer patients and children. I have to say that this girl really caught my eye because she has used her social media really well. I get to see everything that she is. I see that she has been striving towards this. She has been trained, which also shows dedication towards this platform, and has enough headshots for me to understand how does she look in different glam shots. And I've seen her speak because she has put up that millet benefit video, and she speaks well as well. So she seems to be a well rounded contestant, according to me. The next contestant is Vaishnavi Venela. Vaishnavi Venela is actually one of my students and has taken two sessions with me, one being personal introduction and the other one a question and answer. So, from what I know about her, I'll tell you that she is based off of Hyderabad. She's a medical student aiming to be a healthcare professional. Along with that, she is also a self taught chef and is also a dancer. She has been dedicated into pageants for a while and has tried her luck in various different pageants, which means she has a fair amount of experience in this area. And she comes from a Brahmin family, so she had to push past a lot of societal norms to be where she is today. If I was someone who didn't know her, I mean, I'm yet to see a lot on her social media. I do not know how she walks. I cannot see how she talks through her social media. Vaishnavi also seems to be someone who's trained, which again shows dedication, and she's working really hard in terms of her shoots and everything. So, Vaishnavi, if you're watching this, all the best. Here's a little sneak peek of what happens in my sessions. The first thing that I actually tell anybody who takes a personal introduction session with me to do is to watch this video, because I give you practical tips to actually write down things that makes your personal introduction a lot more concrete. So please make sure you go watch this video on how to introduce yourself. Next up, we have Tejasvi Johari. She, according to her bio, has participated in Miss Universe auditions that happened recently and was in the top 10 of Bihar and top 21 of Maharashtra. Apart from that, she has also tried for Miss Diva in the past and has also tried for Miss Grand India, which means that she has been eyeing pageants for a while and is now in the top 12, which is great. She is Mumbai based and she has tried her hand at acting, because I did see a certain music video somewhere down, and has done a few photo shoots. Seems like a pretty girl who's trying her hand in this industry. Let's wish her all the best. The next contestant is also somebody that caught my eye. Her name is Rashmi Shinde. She is a model. She has done quite a few fashion shows and TVCs. She has a social media presence of 19,000. And when I researched more about her, I realized that she was Femina Miss India Maharashtra finalist. She was in the top 19 in a certain year. Apart from that, she is also Miss India United Continent's second runner up. Apart from that, she was also the first runner up in Miss TGPC, as well as was a finalist this year for Miss Grand India, which is held by Glamour and Supermodel. Apart from that, she also had participated in the Queen of the World and won Top Model subtitle. She has again, as you can tell, been in pageants and has almost been in the top of every pageant that she has gone to. She is also trained, seems to have a good amount of experience, and also has shown her dancing skills in her videos and has a very elaborate social media presence. And Rashmi is also somebody that I'm very excited to see how she performs in the actual pageant. The next girl we have is Nilanshi Patel. She has won the first runner up in this pageant called Miss Nation. She's from Gujarat. She is an IIT graduate from Gandhinagar, and she has her walk video on, and she walks well. I really like the way she walks. But something that actually is noticeable about her is that when she was 16 years of age, she has broken the Guinness World Record for having the longest hair as a teenager. That's insane. Like, if you see her DP, she actually has like a long, like I think 6 feet se zyada was the hair length when they measured it. That's quite interesting. The next finalist is Jasmine Rana. She is from Punjab, and there is a local pageant called Miss Punjab, which she was a finalist of in 2019. And that's it. Guys, that's all I know about her. She has 108 followers. I think she made her account public just now. She has like 5 posts. Most of them are repetitive with the same looks. and there is nothing else to show. The next contestant is Gauri Gothankar. She actually won TGPC Talent of the Month in July 2024. She is 25 years old and she's from Mumbai. She is fond of painting and making handmade greeting cards and traveling, etc. And she also won Miss Photogenic as a subtitle when she participated in Miss Queen of India 2022, and also was a finalist in Miss Navi Mumbai 2021. Seems like she has pageant experience. She has a strong walk. She has a great body, and she has industry experience. So I can see the confidence that's just oozing out of her. She's also trained, and I really like her headshot actually. So Gauri is also a pretty strong contestant. The next girl is Dipali Arora. She has 17.4K followers on Instagram, and she is an actress in Shimaru, in this soap called Kyuki Tum Hi Ho. I have seen certain clips and she looks very beautiful in it, honestly. She seems to have done a lot of catalog shoots, like her Instagram is filled with that. She's a beautiful girl. I really like her features, they're very lovely. And overall, I think, yeah, she's also someone with industry experience who's trying her hand at pageants this year. But what I did notice is that she hasn't accepted the collab with Divine Group. So I think the mindset here is that she kind of, if it doesn't happen all the way, she kind of doesn't want to show that she was a finalist and she participated in something, which is kind of like a mindset a lot of girls have. And I'll tell you why that's destructive and not beneficial towards the end, of course. Next finalist is Chandasmita Patovari. She is someone I actually taught during a 2 day Bangalore workshop that I had taken up when I was with my previous institute. She has won a pageant in the Northeast, from what I can tell from her highlights. She has a good walk. Now, here are the things that I know because she has been my student. She walks well, she looks very pretty, and she's well groomed, as in, she knows how to look pageant appropriate. And I mean, I remember during the workshop, I was using her as an example to show other girls how someone should be dressing for a mock pageant. So that I have a stark memory of that. And although I am happy to that there is a Northeast representative, just feel like she can do so much better with her social media because she has so much potential, honestly. Next finalist is Ariyetri Bhattacharya. Now, she had participated in Miss Universe West Bengal. She was in the top few. And apart from that, she has done a few modeling assignments here and there. And she seems to be very fresh in the industry as a whole. She photographs well. I really like how her innocent features are captured in pictures. And I really like her smile. She has a very pretty smile. But I also noticed that after she was announced a finalist for Miss Divine Beauty, a few days later, she also has been announced as a finalist for another pageant called Miss Asiatic India. I mean, I'm not against girls trying their luck in different pageants, and I know it's not their fault that it happens at the same time. But from an organization's perspective, I do feel like it feels a little like she's trying everything and not dedicated to anything. So it's just like a, let me try my luck, let me put my feet in two different boats sort of a thing. So I don't know how the organization's going to take it, but overall, let's see how she performs at Miss Divine Beauty. And last but not the least, the finalist. Why is my camera teda? Fine, fine. Last but not the least, we have our 12th finalist, which is Akansha Bhadoria. She was in the top 10 of Femina Miss India 22, my batch. She was in the top 10 of Madhya Pradesh. And according to her Instagram, she has walked a few ramp shows. So I'm pretty sure she's confident in heels. And she has won a few local pageants here or there. And that's as much as I know from her Instagram. Now, here are a few observations. Number one, social media presence. It took me double the amount of time to research about these girls and still end up finding very little, because these girls aren't even looking at themselves as public figures. You can look at someone's Instagram and clearly tell if she is just another college girl trying her hand at something with no real intention of winning it, versus someone with a winner's mindset, coming from someone who is a pageant coach and who understands pageants as a whole. You have to act like a public figure. Your Instagram can no longer look like it did when it was in 2014, where you just put a picture of a tree and you just put pictures of you in a train with unkept hair and undone makeup. Even if you're trying to put natural pictures, there's a certain aesthetics you have to maintain, especially if you are aiming for pageants. And these girls have been. They understand what this industry expects out of them. They have been trying in pageants for a while, and if they are wondering why they have not made it, it's probably why. You are seeming like just another girl who's heard about pageants and is trying to make her mark there without doing any homework behind. If you want to book a session with me to understand how to clean up your social media, how to take away things and only keep things that are relevant, please do. The second observation is there is a mismatch between what's in the bio and what is on your feed. Again, of course, coming to social media, for example, my account, right? If I say I'm an MBA grad, which clearly means that she's probably written that because she is working in the corporate, which I am. I do post stories about me working in the corporate. I do have videos where I talk about working in an office. If I talk about being a model, I have my modeling pictures. If I talk about being a creator, I have videos where I'm creating content, just not even for brands, but in general, organic content. If I talk about being a pageant coach, you will see me putting stories of me taking sessions. You'll see me putting videos of me teaching people. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have to match what is in your bio with what is in your feed, which is why you cannot come to the very end and realize, oh my god, I have to suddenly do these shoots and I suddenly have to clean up. Your dream needs to happen twice, right? It needs to happen in your mind first, and to make that a reality, you need to believe that you're winning. Only then will you subconsciously start taking better pictures. I do not want to see pictures that you should probably send a friend out there on your Instagram. What am I going to do? And why have you participated in a pageant and still not cleaned up your Instagram? The first thing that you should do is clean it up. The next thing would be doing the tasks with dedication. Like I told you in the beginning, there were three things asked: your introduction, your walk, as well as an optional video talking about millets. If I was contesting, I would have done all three. It's not even about the fact that if I make it, only then I'll put my winner crown photos. If I don't make it, nobody has to know. That is such a damaging mindset, because that is actually stopping you from propelling further in that career. You are thinking that मैं जब जीतूंगी तब भी मैं डालूंगी, उससे पहले तो मुझे नामो निशान नहीं चाहिए about any pageant that I'm participating in. You think people will make fun of you because you tried and you didn't make it, but you don't realize the skills that you are missing out on. When you put your walk video, you are enhancing your skills in terms of how to shoot and how to direct someone to shoot for you. Introduction video mein you are learning how to talk better. If you're posting about any social issue, for example, the benefits of millet, you are learning how to talk about social causes and editing, because the task says that you have to put different images to support your statement. And if none of that, you still understand कि आपकी audience क्या पसंद कर रही है. Are they liking more glam videos of you walking and you doing stuff? Are they liking videos where you're talking to the camera? Are they liking edited videos? And that in turn, even if you didn't win this pageant, will help you grow further in your niche, because you're like, acha, out of these three, this one got the most amount of likes and this one got enough comments. So what are more videos that I can experiment in this region? Rather than just putting static pictures and telling ki, Arey, there are other girls who have bigger social media following than me. What are you doing to grow yours? Having said that, I do know that the organization did have an interview with them, and I'm pretty sure they understood who would be doing well in what platform, which is why they have chosen them. And I do believe that these girls have a lot to offer. Everybody else, okay, going ahead, please take whatever is given to you a lot more seriously. If you want to win, have a winner's mindset from the beginning. Phew, a little bit of pageant coach came out there. All right, okay. Tough love, but still love, because I only want you to do better, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. You did see a side of me that I usually don't show, which mostly my students see. But I know that they're better off because of tough love, because someone has to give it to you, right? You can't always go easy on yourself. You have to take measures to improve yourself from one pageant to the other, from one competition to the other, from one day to the other. Okay, all right. No more gyar. All right, let's put an end to this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you also watch the other two videos which I have done, my top favorites for Miss Universe India, as well as all the finalists that were announced by Miss India. So go ahead and check that out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.